Hi, everybody. Welcome to our new language arts unit. We're going to be working on reasons and evidence for the next 2 weeks. Here is our opening lesson. We've already worked on evidence so far this year, so you do already know what that is, but we're going to kind of be looking at it in a little different way to prepare for opinion writing. So here are essential questions. First, we have, what evidence does the author use to support his or her point? And the second essential question is, what reasons does the author use to support his or her main point? So we're looking at reasons and evidence. Before we get jumping into that, we need to learn some new vocabulary words to help us understand what we're looking for. So first one is speech. Speech is a form of communication that is spoken to an audience. Purpose of speech. The purpose of a speech is, why is the speaker giving the speech? So you can ask yourself, if you're trying to figure this out, what is the speaker's main point? Why is the speaker providing this information? What is the speaker trying to accomplish? Why is he or she presenting these ideas? And how is the audience helped or affected by the author's ideas or point? Okay, audience. The audience is the person or group of people that the speech or text is written to. Some audiences are large, some audiences are small. Sometimes they have a specific audience in mind. Sometimes they're writing to a large audience that it doesn't really matter who reads or watches it. So you're going to ask yourself, who would be interested in this topic? Who would be helped by this speech? And who needs to know this information? Main point. The main point is the belief, opinion, or argument the author of a text is claiming or providing. So you want to ask yourself, what does the speaker or author want the audience to read or reader to feel or believe? What belief or argument does the evidence support? And what is the speaker arguing for or against? So for means that they agree, and against means that they disagree. Evidence. This is not a new word. This is something you already know. Evidence, to review, includes the facts and data that the author uses to support his or her reasons and points. So oftentimes we've looked for evidence in a text. So authors often look for evidence in other people's texts, or evidence from science, or evidence from a social experiment or data. Reasons. The reasons are the details that the author uses to support his or her main points. Now, this is something that we have done before, but we use the word details in class. So reasons and details go together. Details, we usually include 3 of them to make sure that we understand our point. Reasons are a little bit different. They have a purpose and they support the main point. So we're going to use some sentence stems to help us practice this. There are 5. So first, the speaker's main point is. So we need to identify what is their main point. The evidence or reason given is, the speaker also said, and finally the speaker, are all times where we're going to pull from the text, what did the speaker say? And I'm going to give 3 examples from the text that support the main point. So those are us giving evidence from the text. And then last but not least, all of the reasons support the idea that. That's our summary sentence or our conclusion. So what we've got here is the speaker's main point is, that's our introduction sentence. These 3 sentence starters are our body, and then this last sentence is our conclusion. So let's go ahead and practice together. So I'm going to first make this larger. Oop, I made it one bit too large. There we go. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and read this together. So what I want you to do is, as Mrs. Watson is reading, I'd like you to read also. I'm going to use this to highlight so you can follow along with me. So, starting right here. Okay, millions of people around the world visit zoos. While some people think that keeping animals in captivity is unfair, there are many ways that zoos actually help animals. Zoos help people appreciate animals. Without zoos, most people would never have the chance to see lions or elephants in person. Seeing an animal up close is a much more memorable experience than seeing one on television or in a book. People who see these animals face to face are more likely to want to help protect them in the wild. Zoos also help save endangered species. Some endangered animals' natural habitats are being threatened by hunters, predators, food shortages, diseases, or other dangers. In zoos, these animals are safe and well fed, and they get good medical care. Many zoos also donate money to aid animals in the wild. This money helps preserve the animals' native habitats and educate local people about protecting the animals. Although not all zoos are perfect, good zoos provide many benefits for animals. By educating people about wildlife and protecting endangered species, zoos can be a force for good in the lives of animals. Okay, so the first thing we need to find is what is the speaker's main point. So I'm going to go up here in the text. The introduction or the first paragraph is usually where you look for the author's main point. So it says right here in the last sentence, there are many ways that zoos actually help animals. So our point is that zoos help animals. So I'm going to go ahead and click here and highlight it in blue. So as you can see, it just changed that background color so it's big and bold and I can remember it. So now I'm going to come down here and put that in my own words. So the speaker's main point is that zoos, help many animals. That's the author's main point. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and read the next paragraph to learn some of the speaker's reasons for why they think zoos help animals. So, zoos help people appreciate animals. Without zoos, most people would never have the chance to see lions or elephants in person. Seeing an animal up close is much more memorable experience than seeing one on television or in a book. People who see these animals face to face are more likely to want to help protect them in the wild. Ooh, that's a really good point that they are working on. So zoos help people appreciate animals. That's kind of their first main reason that zoos are good, is they help people appreciate animals. Oops, wrong one. Okay, there we go. Highlight. Okay, the second big thing that I saw is that the reason they do this is so that we will protect them in the wild. They're more likely to help protect them in the wild. So now I'm going to come down here and share that in my own words. So the evidence or reasoning is the speaker shows how zoos help, oh my gosh, I keep spelling zoos wrong, help people appreciate animals. So that they will want to help animals. Okay, that was one of the speaker's first main points. The evidence or reason given is the speaker shows how zoo, see, this is why we go back and read our work so that we can find the missing letters or words that we missed. The evidence or reason given is the speaker shows how zoos help people appreciate animals so that they will want to help animals. Okay, I'm going to go back to the paragraph and keep reading. Zoos help save endangered species. Some endangered animals' natural habitats are being threatened by hunters, predators, food shortage, diseases, or other dangers. In zoos, these animals are safe, well fed, and they get good medical care. So the big thing they do is they save endangered animals. And when they save them, the animals are safe, well fed, and get good medical care. So I'm going to come down here and make that my second detail I got out of the text or reason. The speaker also said that zoos save endangered animals by keeping them safe, fed, and giving them medical care. Oh, and I also add when they cannot stay in the wild. So it did say in the text that the animals that they help are usually endangered, which means they can't live in their home anymore. So that's why they leave the wild is because they are endangered. Okay, I'm going to keep reading the next paragraph. Many zoos also donate money to aid animals in the wild. This money helps preserve animals' native habitats and educate local people about protecting animals. Ooh, so that's another thing zoos do is they donate money to aid animals in the wild. So even though they're helping some animals that live in the zoo, they also give money to animals that don't live in the zoo. And the reason they donate money is to preserve natural habitats and educate local people to keep animals in the wild safe. So finally, the speaker shares how zoos give money to help animals in the wild. The money is used to protect their, what was the word they used? So let's go back. Protect their habitats and educate people that live near them. Okay, so I wrote 2 sentences for that one. First, I shared how the speaker um, talks about how they donate money, but I also shared what that donated money goes to. Hey, last but not least, all of these reasons support that. This is where I summarize in my own words what do all these points mean. So all the reasons support the idea that zoos help animals in many different ways. Okay, and that is how I went through, found the author's main point, found their evidence and reasons, and then I wrote it again in my own words to show I understood. And that is how we use reasons and evidence. Now what you're going to do is you're going to go on to the rest of the Nearpod. You're going to review the vocabulary and then take a short matching quiz on it. Then tomorrow you're going to do your own practice that looks very much like this.